Am I the asshole? For not letting my half-sister wear anything of my mom's on her wedding day? I have a half-sister who'll be getting married sometime in 2025. Half-sister is my dad's child. She's actually the child he had after an affair while married to my mom. My parents divorced when my mom learned dad had cheated on her, and things became more tense after she found out the person he cheated with had gotten pregnant. My dad told her that the other woman was out of the picture, and my mom could have a second child she always wanted, and we could be a family. I was there for part of the conversation because dad wanted me to be excited for a sibling, and thought it would win my mom over. My mom stood firm with dad. Dad would tell my half-sister that we had the same mom. He'd talk like that around me, and tell me to shut it when I told him to stop lying. He also told me mom could be a kind person and step up for a child who had no mother. According to him, the affair partner found someone else to be the affair partner of, and didn't want to know my half-sister. When I was 11, my mom died. So I went to live with dad. About a year later, dad got married. But even after he got married, he taught my half-sister that my mom was her mom. I'll say whatever hope we had of a relationship was ended by my dad doing this, because she wouldn't believe me when I told her she had a different mom, and she hated me for not giving her photos and stuff of moms, and for not making my family acknowledge her as their granddaughter like I was acknowledged. My dad's wife never became mom to my half-sister, even though she admitted to desperately wanting one, because she was so hung up on my mom. Mom left me everything, and my grandparents took care of the stuff for me until I became independent. I wore some of mom's wedding jewelry on my wedding day as well as her veil. I didn't invite my dad or any of his family, including half-sister, but she saw photos. So she reached out to me on social media and told me she wanted some of mom's stuff for her wedding, and I said no. She told me now is not the time to be selfish, and I told her she's entitled to nothing, and she'll have to find other things to wear. She called me names, and I told her dad should really have admitted the truth to her by now. She said she didn't know why I was so adamant. She wasn't mom's kid, and it's not fair because I got to be raised by mom for 11 years, while she got nothing, and for no reason at all. Afterward, my dad's wife reached out and told me how upset my half-sister was, and asked me to please consider giving something because dad really fucked her over, and she feels hated by mom, and by me. My half-sister messaged again after this and told me I was being really unfair to her, and how I made mom's abandonment of her even worse. Am I the asshole? No. I know. AITA making clear my mom never met my half-sister, vice versa. My mom did not want to meet her, or be in her life. Not the asshole, but has she never seen her birth certificate? Surely her mother is named on there. I second what a lot of people are saying. Tell her if she gets a DNA test proving your maternal siblings, then you'll share some of your mother's stuff with her. Since that's impossible, she'll have to face facts. All this could be solved by telling them to show the half-sister her birth certificate and hospital records. Your mom's name won't be on it. Your father is immensely cruel to try to convince this girl that her mother is your mother. And the sad thing is her stepmother did want to be a mother to her, but your father's lies torpedoed that too. It's time she took a look at her birth certificate. Not the asshole your mother's thing are yours. Not the asshole. Tell her you'd be happy to let her have something if a DNA test shows your full siblings. If she's so certain, that should be a great offer. Make sure dad's nearby so you can watch him try to figure out how to stop it. The funniest outcome, given the affair partner apparently moved on to another affair immediately, would be finding out you're not siblings at all. AITA. I guess I should clarify that this scenario would mostly be funny, because it would be a huge middle finger to by far the most gaping asshole in this scenario, Dad. It would still suck for the sister. Not the asshole. It's best if you not lend her any of your mom's things, as there's a high chance that you'll never see them again. It's unfortunate that your dad lied to her for so many years, but she's old enough to understand the situation now. It's not your responsibility to heal wounds that you didn't make. MTA do a DNA test on her and show the results in front of sperm donor. I'll bet you'll see the fastest 50-yard dash you ever saw from dear Daddy. Not the asshole. She told me now is not the time to be selfish, says the person who has only contacted you, so that she can have things that have nothing to do with her. I didn't invite my dad or any of his family, including half-sister. Night, you couldn't have made it any clearer. Simple reply. My mother did not abandon you. You are the affair baby of your father and your mother. Look at your birth certificate. Unless... Oh lordy no. Did your dad figure out a way to put your mom's name on it? Not the asshole. The only is your sperm donor, since it was him who put these illusions of a family into her head. Do not let anyone who has any kind of ties to them or is sympathetic into your home, otherwise your stuff could grow feet and disappear. Even if you make it clear that you only lend it to her and she agrees to give it back, be prepared that she will get attached to it because I wore it to my wedding, and now it has sentimental value to me, so it belongs to me. You having to sue her to get your property back will open a can of worms I am not sure anyone can handle. Not the asshole, she's not your mom's kid, and thus isn't entitled to anything of your mother's. Just because she's so hung up on your dad's lies doesn't change the fact that she was no relation to your mom. Personally, I'd just block her and be done with it. Not the asshole for not giving her your mom's things. You aren't responsible for the lies, after all. Of course. Neither is she. But she can easily get a DNA test to prove you wrong, if she really thinks you are wrong. The only asshole in this story is your dad. He's got some serious issues. Feel bad that the half-sister has been brainwashed. What your dad did to her is just beyond cruel. He shaped her into this picture of desperation. She deserves pity, to be sure. But letting her have your mom's things would actually be enabling the delusions she has, that he instilled in her. Not the asshole. At some point her world may come crashing down, and given that you tried to avoid this outcome, you have every right to keep yourself as far away from her as possible. What is the mother's name on her birth certificate? Did your father forge your mother's name on it, or is it the ape's name? Wouldn't that clear it up? DNA is the next best option. Not the asshole. Good luck.